Yes. Triple B Beast. Boxing Basement. Remember to like to keep the vile, disgusting, nefarious haters away. Yeah, but first of all, so I got to give an apology. So I did a video yesterday about Mitch Blood Green and Tommy the Duke Morrison. Usually I like to research, and I did do some research, what I'm talking about. And on the Wikipedia page and a couple of actual articles in local papers said that Blood Green had become a pastor. But the funny thing, I got my drink on. I wasn't as thorough as I should have been. And so it turns out it's a different Mitch Green, even though these like local papers and Wikipedia, well, it shows you how untrustworthy Wikipedia is, said he was a pastor. A couple of guys corrected me, so I've taken that down. I will trim the video and release the Tommy Morrison parts because they are still very important about Tommy Morrison not having the virus. But I'm a bit annoyed with myself. And I did think, when I saw this pastor, I'm like, even though it was in an article that said, Mitch Blood Green who fought Tyson is a pastor, I'm looking at it, I'm like, that doesn't look nothing like Mitch Blood Green. So I'm a bit annoyed at myself for being sloppy. But don't worry about that, man. I'll change that. Mitch Blood Green is still a very interesting story. I'd hoped to become a pastor, but he hasn't. I don't know. He's still, I think he's keeping it real. He goes to some boxing shows. But, So that's one thing. That's the main thing. As I said, I'm trimming the video, so I'll release a Tommy the Duke Morrison part of the video, which is very important, about false positives, about the fact he didn't have the virus, and it's been extremely underlooked, obviously, by the mainstream media, which are just not to be trusted, right? I mean, we all know that. Now, obviously, this is a boxing channel, so we talk about boxing and what's going down in boxing. But I do want to say, man, I don't know if anybody's been seeing the Vince McMahon stuff, the WWE stuff, the stuff he's been getting up to, sick stuff, sending degenerate texts, trafficking a woman, getting, right, all his wrestlers to smash her in, I don't like to say this, but he says himself in all three holes, getting abused. He took a dump on her head. Yeah, that's right. He took a dump on her head of this woman. And he paid her off. He said, I'll give you $3 million to sign an NDA. And he only paid her $1 million. So now he's gone to court. Now, imagine that, right? So he said he did a dump on her head. This is like a near 80-year-old man did a dump on her head while he was engaged in a threesome, which is disgusting anyway. And, it's pretty shocking, man. Well, it's pretty shocking if you're naive. By that, I mean, this is what they all get up to, the secret societies, the people in entertainment, It's part of the ritual. You got to do this kind of stuff to get big, right? You got to do this stuff to get big. And the reason they do it is partially blackmail. That's what the Epstein thing was about. It's like, look, you got all these guys like, Clinton, presidents, music stars doing this sick stuff. Now they got to obey us. And do what we say and push the agenda we say, because we got videos of them doing illegal activities, including noncery. Okay? So, this has always been the case. I mean, since whenever. Since the beginning of Hollywood, man. Marilyn Monroe, all these other people. Come on, blood. It's always been a sickness. Yeah? And there's loads of stuff. Obviously, I've got to be careful with what I reveal because, the channel has to be protected. But, some of the stuff is so vile, man. You can find Vince McMahon's texts and messages online, and it's all, it's graperism. There's no noncery, but it's graperism. It's sickness. There's even golden shower business. Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar, right, is in conversations. And McMahon sends pictures and goes, come back to the WWE. Come back to the WWE, right? And, he sends this picture of this woman and goes, what do you think about that? He's like, yeah, I like her, Brock Lesnar goes. And this is no surprise to me. It'll be a surprise to normies. But I know that the sickness that goes on, like I said, you don't get ahead unless you indulge in this sickness and agree to do it. And also you get degraded by the lifestyle, the people you hang out with. You become degenerate like them. And Brock Lesnar said, yeah, I'll take care of that. And then he sent her a message saying he wants this woman, right, Janelle, to send a picture of her, urinating on the floor. And when she sent it, he's like, yeah, you bitch. I mean, sickness. This is, what is it about defecation, golden showers, brown showers? These people are sick. I'll tell you what it is. There ain't no rhetorical questions on the Triple B. How many times have I got to repeat that? It ain't about. It's about the truth. Why do they do this? Because they want to do the most degrading things. So then you can be blackmailed, right? You can be held to account. Oh, we got a film of you taking a dump on someone's head. Also, they're degenerate. It's like the sheiks, the porta potty thing, right? So they will get up to the most sick thing because they're so spoiled and extravagant, and they've done everything that they almost, it's like a kind of one-upmanship sickness. Okay? But, you got to understand, man, this world's run by nonsense, demonic people, okay, scat fans. Okay, and yeah, so you can find the Vince McMahon tweets. What's going to happen? Damn, I'm this woman, man. Obviously, she was abused and used, and some people say, "Oh, she's only saying this because she didn't get paid the money she was owed." Well, maybe, but it doesn't matter. Obviously, clearly. There will be evidence to back this up. I just can't believe her guts, to be honest. And good luck to her, man. Good luck to her. Because when you buck up against something so big, a money-making machine like the WWE, right, which has been used to push sickness. If you see, right, the WWE have pushed sickness and Satanism for years and years and years. I mean, it's not new, right? But this woman's willing to buck up against the system. And it's very scary, man. If you're an individual to do that, I mean, most people would be terrified. But she's done it. And the main worry is this. Will she be suicided? Will she be found in mysterious circumstances, brown bread? The usual ones they got is a heart attack. Because there are many ways to induce a heart attack, by the way. Using substances and so on. They even have a heart attack gun, the CIA. They've talked about it. And then, there's the suicidal thing, right? And then, there's the overdose thing. There are very many ways to whack people. And it's usually one of them three, okay? Like the doctor that revealed about WMD apparently whacked himself in a field with, grazes on his hands, And in the investigation, even said there wasn't enough damage for him to die, but he did mysteriously. Of course, nothing happens because normies will turn their paper and go, oh, look, the new Dancing on Ice series is on. I can't wait. Oh, look. Oh, Chelsea have been drawn against Barcelona. Super. Yeah? That's just how to keep people down. It's called bread and circus. Some unknown Greek philosopher said, what you got to do for the people to keep them in check is give them food and give them entertainment. Also, I would say, obviously, shelter, right? You seem to have forgotten that, but shelter. And then they're happy. You can do what you want with them. Show them circuses. Give them food. keep a roof over their head. And that's what, because those are basically the basic needs of people, isn't it? You know, the basic needs of people: food, shelter, you know, and something to look at, you know, something to keep you amused. Okay, so, you know, and this, what will happen? I mean, the big question is what will happen out of all this. Oh, like I said, this poor woman has some courage. Do I expect her to live long? I mean, she might even get waxed before, you know, the process is complete. Maybe the elites, are deliberately trying to ruin the WWE and Lesnar and McMahon because they stepped out of line, and they'll do that all the time. If you step out of line, you get smashed. Maybe it's part of the fake kind of, oh, we're releasing everything now, you know. They've started, if you notice, especially on Twitter X, you know, there's people are allowed to talk more freely, and they're talking about big scams, the banks, the tunnelers, and so on. You know, maybe it's part of the same scheme. You know, they want to. There's a very good theory which says that they will deliberately cause chaos by revealing stuff to people, and people will, about e.g., you know, the jibber jabber, and people will revolt and tear things down. But then the society's broken. I mean, you know, without electricity for 2 days and everything's fallen, let alone the food and all that. So, you know, there is the secret society says automatic chaos. You got to make chaos first to build your new world order. Your new world order. Okay, so this might be happening too, and this is probably might just be a small part of the game. So be aware of that. But I'll follow it with interest. I'm very suspicious that, you know, because people who are powerful with a lot of money, you know, usually don't get involved in this kind of stuff. What I mean by that is they don't get taken to court by individuals, right? And if they are, then the money, the lawyers will quash it. Or the people would either be threatened, right? The complainants would either be threatened or they'll be given cash money to back away, which is the two ways they control people: threats and cash money. So this is very interesting. I'll be watching this. I'm still very suspicious. McMahon is obviously a disgusting degenerate. I don't know why anyone would be surprised if you're tall, red-pilled. You know, he's a secret society guy, high level. And he'll be brought down. But it's like, you know when Jimmy Savile, as the Americans call him. Americans call him Jimmy Savile. You know, we know him as Jimmy Savile in the UK, right? When they brought him down and it all came out, and he was dead anyway. So instead of investigating, right, Savile's linked to royalty, powerful people, the Knesset, that's the Israeli parliament, by the way, right? You know, really, Prince Charles, all these. No, they didn't. They just brought down a couple of low-level guys who worked at the BBC. They didn't investigate Keir Starmer, who stopped, as head of the CPS, who stopped the investigation into Jimmy Savile. No, they didn't investigate him. They didn't investigate the powerful people at the BBC. No, they just brought down a couple of heads like Stuart, whatever his name was, right? Greville Janner, who's a politician, but he was considered to be mentally incapable of standing trial, and he had dementia, right? And what's the other one? Rolf Harris, who's obviously is wrong, but you know the stuff that he was partaking is low level compared to, you know, the big stuff that's going on. So it's an interesting time. It's an interesting time, but be suspicious. Be suspicious. It could be a false dawn.